Oh, yes.
What's going on, guys? This is the Grim 86 Freedom First Podcast, episode number 58. We're going to have a couple of different things for you guys today. We're going to talk about some banned weapons.
Yeah, like knives and daggers and throwing stars.
Oh, hello.
There we go. The ninja type weapons.
Yeah, maybe some nunchucks.
There we go. We've also got a little bit of
knuckles.
the freedom lifestyle subculture section for you guys. We're going to be talking about cafe racers today.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Grim 86 Freedom First Podcast, number 58. This is going to be the ultimate show today for you guys. I'm Chris.
I'm Johnny Doe.
My name's Jamie. Thank you guys for catching us one more time. Episode number 58.
Right?
We've been
Crazy.
doing this.
Damn.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Seriously,
It's been a
man.
minute.
That's what the kids say, right?
Yeah, that's what they say. Linguo.
It's been a minute.
yeah, a little bit of
Yeah.
linguistics.
French is weird.
I can't believe we've been doing this for this long,
Right?
fellas.
It's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
Hammering them out.
They haven't shut us down yet.
They're
I'm
trying.
impressed. Well, I mean, let's not fight it. Let's go
Right.
ahead and start talking about Taco Bell immediately.
Oh,
all
yeah.
right?
I mean, this is some serious news, right, Jamie?
This is some big shit. This
Yeah.
is some big
We had
stuff.
a freedom fighter send this to us today, like right before the show. So we had to bump all stories
Yeah.
to
Well,
let
yeah.
you know.
We had to
So-
just make sure that we got this covered because this is a big deal here, folks. So we've talked a lot about Taco Bell being America's favorite restaurant, but now,
There's proof.
yeah, we've actually got some numbers here, okay? So now,
proof is in the pudding, Jamie.
so it turns out the way that they achieved this ranking
Right.
was through the, those little surveys you take on the fucking receipts.
Yeah.
So, like,
That's free market right there, right?
it is.
Yep.
I mean,
Capitalism, bro.
Who's
So-
the best?
77,000 U.S.
Damn.
consumers at least 15 years of age were surveyed between January to February.
Right.
All right, and that's where we got this.
That's a good
this
little
metric.
chunk of time, too.
Yeah.
In England,
Wow, bro.
Yeah.
Number one Mexican food restaurant.
U.S. There was
there
not
you
in
U.S.
England.
customers.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
This was in America.
Yeah.
That's how it
Yeah.
goes, folks.
Yeah. I mean,
Man.
I think this is really great.
This is awesome news.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we already knew.
Well, right. Exactly.
I mean,
It was like preaching to the choir kind of thing.
right.
Like, so
we just had
we-
to let you guys know. I mean,
Yeah, but it's just like it's good to have updates with
Yeah.
like how they are just like
right.
steamrolling
Well, our show
the
reaches
Mexican food market.
our show reaches every walk of life,
demographic
and,
as well,
Yeah,
yes.
and every nation and every capital in the
Oh,
world.
yeah.
So for those
Yeah,
of you
world
who
leaders.
don't know,
Coast to
that,
coast.
that Taco Bell is number one. That
It
was
is,
it.
yeah.
That was like all the proof you
Yeah.
needed, right?
Have you guys tried that toasted cheddar chalupa yet?
Not yet. I know you told me, and I got to.
No. Oh,
Bro.
my
I got
gosh.
to.
Get napkins because the shell
Is it cheesy?
the shell is greasy as a motherfucker.
Oh, I like
Getting
greasy.
It's
I'm
so
getting
good.
excited over
It's
here.
so good.
Sounds
bro.
like you totally dicked down.
We're gonna
that
have to
bad
go,
boy.
maybe possibly get some during the
I
break.
feel like that might happen.
Definitely feel like that's gonna happen.
Oh,
We might eat them live on the
Look
show.
what you did, Jamie.
We
I'm
might
telling
eat-
you, man.
We might review them on the
All
show. I
right,
don't know.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
So I mean, but it's weird because the world leaders all listen to the show,
Yes.
but yet they don't listen. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's what's weird about it to me.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
pretty-
people on the internet we know.
pretty sure the NSA definitely listens. to
Oh
the show,
yeah, they
but
listen.
They don't listen.
Listening
They listen.
intensely.
They watch, but they don't watch.
They watch it
Yeah.
on mute.
They don't really.
I
watch.
send them extra videos of me all the time.
I try to. Front-facing camera is awesome.
It's sweet, dude.
Yeah.
I like it. He shares them with me too. He's like, "Do you think the NSA would like this one?" I'm all,
Thumbs up.
do it.
Johnny's always with the thumbs
Dude,
up.
feel-
feeling
yeah.
feeling cute might fuck with the NSA later.
Yeah, sure. Feeling cute. Think I feel cute right now. Yeah. Practice in the mirror a little bit.
Ted Kaczynski. Feeling cute. Might mess with the FBI.
Yeah.
All right. So I feel like the since we were talking about free market and awesomeness with the free market with the Taco Bell thing,
Right.
I feel like there's definitely a way to help the homeless and the needy get food instead of having the government strong-arming people, by force. Instead of that, maybe we could employ
Johnny Doe.
Maybe we can.
What are you talking about?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I feel like this video is gonna explain a lot.
Wow, this ninja. Ooh, look at his skill.
Hey.
Whoa.
Fuck yeah, bro.
The arms.
Vanish.
Whoa.
Vanish. Become one with the wall. Look at this guy.
This guy is handing out bags of food dressed like a ninja.
Yeah, so
To the
there's
homeless.
he's got pizza. He's got little containers in these bags that he set up.
Prepped. Yeah.
Yeah, he prepped them all up.
He set up like we were watching the beginning of the video. He was setting up a badass buffet
Yeah. And he's also dressed like a ninja.
of ninja strength.
Yeah. So stealth and smooth.
Yep. Can't even hear him walk down the steps. Assess, vanish into the crowd.
Boom.
Nailed it. All right.
Just like that.
So yeah, I mean, people are always saying
The voluntary
who's
ninja.
gonna feed the homeless without the government? Well, I
Ninjas.
feel like fucking free market ninjas.
We'll just fucking employ 1 million fucking free market ninjas.
yeah.
And they'll take care
Or
of all the homeless.
maybe he was just voluntary.
Yeah. Maybe
You
we'll
know?
just all volunteer as ninjas.
Maybe he was just getting bored at the dojo and he's like, I care about people and I'm gonna help out some people.
You know what? That's a good ninja.
Right?
That's my ninja.
He's actually recruiting those people for his
My ninja.
My ninja.
Because once they're back up on their feet and can care for themselves, they're gonna go take karate lessons at his dojo.
Karate.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're going to take the ancient
Or maybe
arts
ninjutsu. I mean, whatever.
of-
You gotta
you
start
never know.
somewhere.
Right.
You gotta start somewhere.
You never know.
Yeah.
Building blocks,
But I mean, that's a good one, right? Like, I mean,
Fuck yeah.
free market is fuck. That's ANCAP is fuck. You got
Yeah.
ninjas.
Anytime.
Like if someone went up to you and said, ninjas delivering food to the needy, you would be like, that sounds retarded. But there's the proof that it can happen.
Can
Yeah.
I have ninjas deliver me food? Like, can we start
Let's start that business.
A ninja DoorDash service?
I feel like that
that
would
is
be amazing.
intellectual property of Grim 86
Yes.
Freedom First
we
podcast.
need to get on that, Jamie.
yeah.
Yeah.
We
Just
deliver your food dressed
one
as
of our-
ninjas.
Right.
One of our subsidiary companies.
Freedom First.
We deliver Freedom Lube to your door.
Freedom
That's
First
right.
delivery service.
Sure.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
The old
Yeah.
FFDS, as it were.
Yeah. FF. Yeah. Words are weird.
Acronyms are a strange
letters.
thing.
Letters are.
It's
funny.
almost like that guy trying to explain about the Apple phone.
exactly.
It is.
Yeah.
You ever go in and ask a Apple employee like what the difference between the generations of their phones are? This is all you get every single time. It's funny as shit.
Remix.
Motherfucking, damn, ham, fucking.
And that's about it.
I heard ham in there. Did he say ham?
Maybe.
Maybe
That was an app that's on there.
it would have
Maybe
made
that was the one thing that was different.
it would have made
Oh,
about
wow.
as much sense
Yeah.
as
All I heard was
I like it.
motherfucking ham.
Kids are weird.
motherfucking damn.
We actually got a few other kid ones too, huh? That are kind of along the lines of that. You had that one other stuttering one that you found?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I kind of want to see that one because you just played it for me and it was kind of amazing.
It's actually one of the better
I liked
like,
it.
children.
It was long too.
Yeah. It's impressive like how much this kid just stutters. Check this out, guys.
Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Wow, I had that exact same
Yeah.
dream, bro.
Damn.
Wow, he stuck to that.
I don't even care what he
pretty
said.
legit.
He was cool.
It's just like
Yeah.
he just didn't possess that part of his brain yet where he's like just shut the whole thing down and start over.
That happens to me all the time.
I know, but
I know, but
you know, like when you identify, you assess, and you recognize that you're like, all right, now we're gonna take a mulligan on this one. We're gonna just
Yeah.
run it back. Let's try it again. But no, he was committed to that one line. He had one
He
sentence.
knew where it was going.
It was
But-
it was from his heart, and sometimes his heart doesn't have all the words.
Sure.
Oh yeah, I don't. Yeah,
We'll go with that.
something.
That was good. I don't know. It felt right.
It did.
It's
feel
kind of
right.
like his thought right there. He knew where he was going with it.
Dude.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Nailed it.
All right, guys. Well, let's get into the topic number 1. Yeah, I want to hear what you guys brought to the table as far as for we got banned. Looks like mostly edged weapons, right?
Yeah, we'll start with basically just saying that we're gonna go through a couple weeks of this with the weapons. So this week's gonna be more like knives and throwing star type stuff and like the hand weapons, and then next week we're gonna talk about firearms that are outlawed and whatnot, and then the third week we're gonna be going over like pepper sprays, the less lethal options and stuff, and talking
Right.
about like the rules and regulations and laws on those, you know what I mean, and body
Right.
armor and whatnot.
Cool.
So you
So-
can exercise as much of your freedom as you can.
Get that
while-
freedom on a treadmill, bro.
Yeah. Exercise your freedom.
So you did a lot of research on the Ninja Star thing. The shuriken, if you will.
Yeah, the shuriken.
And do you want to kind of get into that? Because I know you found a bunch of stuff on that.
Yeah, I mean, not a huge amount of
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
but okay. So the local and state governments started banning these shuriken or the throwing star in the late '80s. We started to see like a rise in. There was a lot of movies back then with ninjas who were throwing stars, and
Cool music too.
all right, so back in 1984, there was a show that really popularized throwing stars. Throwing stars, or shuriken, are like 6 inches in diameter, have 3 to 8 points, and are used by
Ninja masters.
Ninja masters.
Yeah.
This show right here was a show from 1984. I don't remember it. It must have been like.
Well, there was a lot of other movies too. they had that
It's
were
like
ninja.
American Ninja was one of them. Was another one that was popularized a lot of these weapons, stuff like that. So preemptively, these state and local governments started banning these weapons. Started banning ninja stars. Kids were carrying them around.
That's
like,
awesome.
Like in their pockets, their kid, like a kid would have a pocket full of like 5 or whatever.
That sounds sweet.
So, the sheriff of the local towns and stuff like that were really upset that these kids are walking around with ninja stars. Like apparently they were banned before 1984, but you could still sell them, right?
Yeah.
You could
carry them.
you couldn't carry them.
That's what you mean. Yeah,
like
yeah.
concealed, right? So, but they were still available, and kids could buy them. So they started making laws to block or close the loopholes.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can't. There's a law that restricts you from carrying any weapon, and it was all preemptive. It wasn't like there was
Any
like
ninja star.
it wasn't like there was mass ninja fights and people were dying everywhere. It was just something that the governments did preemptively.
They just jumped in.
Yeah, I mean, there was no really rhyme or reason besides it's an edged
Well,
weapon.
we read
you
that
could throw
one
them,
thing that was saying the mother just didn't like the kids carrying them around. So
Yeah,
it was
so-
kind of like just the feels. It wasn't
Yeah,
like anything
yeah.
even happened.
It wasn't anything. One notable thing. It was
I don't know. I
like
feel like the ninjas like attack someone and then they made a law.
right.
Like, that's the way they
That's
made
what
it,
you would
yeah.
think, right? But no,
you know,
this
like you're
is
just
like,
walking along, coming from the grocery store, carrying your bag, and just these fucking
Yeah.
ninjas jump out and start chucking stars at you, bro. Hit your fucking milk, starts going all over the goddamn place. You drop your
dude,
eggs.
That's why you
make
need
a
to
law.
carry a shield.
Can
Can you imagine, right?
Yeah.
You're just
Make-
like carrying.
make a fucking law.
Did you guys hear what happened to Jamie there?
Yeah, you got jumped by ninjas, bro.
Ninjas, dude.
They had stars.
The fucking Foot Clan came out of
Right?
nowhere.
God damn it, Shredder.
Raphael wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like, he just didn't
Yeah,
stand
because
a
he wasn't
chance.
allowed to carry his size, bro.
He didn't stand
There's
a chance.
fucking laws. God.
Stated.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
That's fucking funny.
and just
Fucking jumped by ninjas, bro.
Right?
and,
The threat is real.
I wish we had a
Ninjas.
ninja problem.
who knew, right?
Wouldn't
So
that
in
be
1984, we had a big ninja
If
problem.
we had a ninja problem, that,
Yeah.
that would not be cool, Jamie.
I think it'd be
That'd be
awesome.
horrible.
Well, we're not out there
They'd be
doing
sneaking in,
evil
raping your
shit,
dog.
right?
Yeah,
We're not out there doing bad guy stuff. They'd be
Yeah.
out there cleaning up the town. Hopefully,
Man,
I was
we'd be
just
out
thinking
here
in the
doing
context.
ninja stuff. What's up?
Leaving them all tied up for the police and whatnot.
Well, that'd be a whole different kind of ninja.
Yeah, that's a.
Not the we were talking about robbing, right?
No.
Yeah, I was
You're
talking
meaning
about
the,
being a
the,
ninja.
The good one that was like helping the homeless guys.
Like helping people. Yeah.
That's a whole different ninja. That's a Ninja Turtle type.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a good
The
guy.
good guy
ninja.
type.
That's the kind I like.
Yeah, we just want to be ninjas.
Was there anything else about the
Throw
Ninja
stars.
Star part of it, or?
Yeah, apparently, it became so popular that they had to ban it for pretty much no reason. That was it.
Oh, okay.
Just kids walking around with
That's
fucking
what-
ninja
yeah, that's
stars.
kinda what we're saying.
Like, you ever wonder why things get banned? Like, this is one thing that I've always wondered. Like, what the heck? Like, what happened that they banned ninja stars? Like, was there like some kind of threat? Like, there was, like we were talking about,
Ninjas.
or like what is the law behind it? So they banned them like preemptively for no reason, and then you have to pay a fine, or it's up to a year in prison and jail if you're caught.
Jesus.
Carrying.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So I mean, victimless crime, right? Nobody got hurt. You just carry.
Just owning it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a victimless crime.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. So then they banned like your on the same note
Scary weapons.
they would ban the throwing darts and the what do they call them? Like they're like
The
daggers,
daggers,
but
yeah.
they're throwing ones, right?
Yeah, throwing knives.
So
Actually, throwing knives are not banned. They're
no, the daggers. What I saying?
well, even the daggers, they're not banned.
Yes, they are.
You can carry
You
them.
can't carry 'em.
You can carry them openly.
No, daggers you cannot carry. So
You're talking double edge, right?
yeah, that's a
Oh,
dagger.
okay, that's
Yeah,
different. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can carry a blade, a regular blade where the one
Right.
side's flat on the
Right.
back, and then you have your blade, but you can't carry daggers. So they outlawed the daggers, and they what was it? Let me give you the list here real quick. All right, so we got daggers, we got switchblades, because heaven forbid you have an automatic knife, right? An assault knife, Jamie.
Yeah, they really like that one.
Oh
a
yeah,
lot.
the gravity-fed knives are outlawed. So that's what they don't want. And butterfly knives. So they're all kind of in that category. Like, I don't know what you want to... Yeah, I guess it's just a category, right? Like, all those kind of flipping, fast opening knives and all that stuff, you cannot carry.
The butterfly knife makes no sense to me.
No sense.
That knife is absolutely the slowest
Where's that
fucking
picture?
bullshit to deploy.
So, I don't know where your picture is. There's a thing, and I wanted you to read it because I knew it would trigger the fuck out of Jamie. There.
This thing here.
Read that out loud, Jamie.
All right, I'm gonna go and switch.
Watch
it over
him
to
get
the
triggered.
Screen. Why is butterfly knife illegal in California? Butterfly Ireland. Well, in the Republic of Ireland. Okay, I didn't know that. Butterfly knives are illegal.
No. So back up. What does it say?
Why is the butterfly knife illegal in California?
Right.
And then right underneath that it says, in the Republic of Ireland, butterfly knives are illegal offensive weapons.
That part. the offensive weapons.
How it's offensive?
Like it's
Illegal
yeah.
offensive weapon.
That was the part I was
It's
going
not
him
made to
see.
protect yourself.
Yeah.
It's made to
It's offensive.
Yes.
wound other people.
Yeah, it's like the assault weapon label too, right? Like it doesn't make any sense. Like that doesn't make anything.
Gravity knife or switchblade or dagger, blah, blah, blah. What is it, battle song knife?
Yeah, I'm not
Legal
quite sure how you
own.
pronounce that, but yeah.
Transport length, blah, 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 2 inches. Okay, so that's... I don't know if any of you have ever seen how a butterfly knife operates, but it is the most inefficient, stupid way to open a knife, but it looks cool.
Right.
And I guess because bad guys used it in 80s movies, so we got to ban it.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So
Same thing with ninja stars.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's I just thought that offensive thing was totally your
It's
cup,
an
cup of tea right
offensive
there.
knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never heard that before.
I'm offended by it.
Why would anyone say that? That's so weird.
Right.
All right, so then they also have outlawed nunchucks, so that's obviously defined as, I think it was on there as well, but you don't have to pull it up. It was defined as 2 sticks with a chain or a rope connecting it. That's how they define nunchucks, and that's illegal to carry.
Yeah.
2 sticks with a fucking piece of rope.
So it's different in different state. In
California, we're talking here.
yeah. So California,
all these things are California, by the way.
California, you can still use them in a dojo, right?
Yeah, California
Yeah.
you can use them in dojo, Arizona, Massachusetts, and I believe it was New York, you are outlawed permanent. You can't have them at all.
Completely
Hey,
banned.
if my shoelaces have wood tips on them, are those long ass nunchucks and are illegal?
Yes.
Damn.
Do they collect? But they have to connect two things together, so it just depends.
Well, the two.
Like maybe if you split the shoe in half and then sewed it together.
Well, no, I just mean like, what if the two little, little hard tips on your shoelaces?
Right.
Like, what if those are made of wood?
Ooh.
You know what I mean? That's.
You're in possession of a deadly
Interesting.
weapon.
I'm just saying. I
Maybe.
should make some freedom
Keep
as
your
fuck
hands where I can see
fucking
'em.
shoelaces, bro. They're just nunchucks in
Fellow
disguise.
chucker, eh?
I feel like you would trip on them.
Keep practicing.
Maybe. Yeah, so that was like another one that's stupid. It's like, okay, so what is the difference between a regular, getting back to the knife for a second, is like a dagger. So dagger obviously is defined by the double blade, right? So it has the blade on each side. What's the difference with that and any other knife? You still can do the same amount of damage, the same everything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like completely insanity.
That's honestly, to me, that's just one of those control things. They're just like, because
All
we
of
can't,
that, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was another
Like you
one.
shouldn't have access to these things.
Let me see. And then we had the blowguns. So they outlawed them in California in '98, which I was actually kind of surprised. I thought it was
Blowguns?
yeah, I was
didn't know that.
actually So I was kind of surprised about that. And here's the crazy thing: I thought Jamie would think is pretty cool. 350 feet per second muzzle velocity is what they get them at. So
Which
pretty
ones?
interesting.
The blowgun?
Blowgun, yeah. Well, yeah.
See, so that's the reason why that's interesting to me is because I know that like Canada, they have really, really strict gun laws as far as for like they don't allow replica guns in Canada. So if you were gonna send like say a airsoft gun or a paintball gun or something like that to Canada, because replicas are outlawed, that gun has to qualify as an actual firearm, and then it's legal to be sent into Canada.
Wow.
So they have FPS minimums. So in order for something that fires a projectile to be legally allowed to enter Canada, it has to fire over 277 feet per second, because that's what they classify firearm. So you can get it into Canada if it's a firearm, but you can't get it in if it looks like a firearm and is not one.
That's so ridiculous.
Yeah, dude.
That's fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
Control. It's all
Wow.
stupid.
Oh,
Yeah, let me see if there's anything else on that blowgun stuff. No, there wasn't. Okay, but so like the thing about like blowguns, it's like, are we having once again ninjas popping out of the fucking shrubs and tagging you in the throat with a poison dart? Like, where is this a fucking threat?
Yeah, I didn't know we had Amazonian frogs in my
Right,
backyard.
right,
I could take a
exactly.
Poison
Yeah.
tip.
Go dip
Dart
your
off
tip in the poison.
And blowguns are a great thing for like preppers and survivalists and stuff. You want to be quiet, you can kill some small game with it.
right.
You know what I mean?
Without
They're
alerting
great.
fucking everybody
Yeah,
to your position.
I mean, like, let's be serious. Like, what the fuck are you gonna kill with a snake?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
a
Like,
small,
like-
small
like-
animal.
I'm thinking like
yeah.
rats, squirrels, critters.
So
little guys.
imagine something you can kill with a needle.
Right.
That's what stands to be hurt from a blowgun.
Right.
Like it's
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
I feel like
I'm
a lot
sure
of
there's
these.
some strong ones that you can probably get. They
Yeah.
could probably go right through your
I'm-
neck and shit.
I'm
but
sure.
the average one is, come on, like
I feel like a lot of these laws and these bans, these
regulations. What is
no,
that? What you're-
no. Damn it.
These laws in the
No. The prohibition on these things,
Oh, okay.
right? I feel a lot of it comes from kids, like, safety for the kids or whatever.
The fields.
Yeah, the feels.
The parents and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Like putting other people's welfare before our rights. Like,
I agree.
yeah.
That's a lot of what it is.
Yeah.
It's always what it is.
Yeah.
It's
They always-
they would rather make it impossible for someone to hurt themselves a specific way than give people the option to do that.
Right.
You know? And that's what I used to think that way, because it's kind of like it's one of those things where it's like the human race is sort of doomed if you don't look towards the future and start like maybe thinking about how like the earth is like needs to be sustainable for all these people, but also you are allowed to not believe that and just be a fucking take everything that you want and do whatever the fuck you want, asshole. If that's how you want to do it, that's not like good for us as a species, I don't think. But
yeah, but then
you're allowed to do it,
right? But then it's like, well, then there's people like us that could ostracise them and not do business with them, and then you could kind of force them, just like it's free market, right? And you can control them into the or you kind of manipulate.
Well, you coax them, right?
Yeah.
Like you let them.
If you're going to be an asshole, no one's going to do business with you.
Yep.
Free market. No one pointed a gun at you though.
And you could even take it a step further, where if we're deciding that we all are living in a specific area that is defined by certain rules, well, that maybe asshole-ish behavior was one of the things that we don't allow in our community. And so because you are doing it, you've then violated we'll call it a social contract, right?
Yeah.
That you actually agreed to instead of just was forced on you. And then you have the option to not be there anymore.
Yeah. Have any of you guys used, let's see, have you guys ever fucked around whenever you've been a kid or whatever with like a butterfly knife or a training one or whatever? I had. It was fucking ridiculous. It was like, it's fun, but it's just like, it's like what Jamie was saying. It's not practical. Like, doesn't make any sense. The nunchucks I've already talked about before, I think that they're fun, but they're not a practical weapon.
Both of those things I've used.
Then they're both the same.
And it's
kind of
never,
flashy.
Yeah, it's never been for protection. It's always
like fun.
for performance or something. Yeah.
The butterfly knife. You know what
They're
the
not
butterfly
practical.
knife is, man? It's the equivalent of the 80s action movie guy when he's the bad guy. He's got a knife and he goes, oh,
right,
oh, and he like toss it between his hands. You know, oh, like that's
and then Indiana Jones just shoots him.
Yeah. So there's that. That's what.
And it's weird too because they're outlawing butterfly knives. Like, how big can a butterfly's knife even be?
I mean, they're pretty small to begin with.
I mean, you can barely even see it.
I'm not even afraid of a butterfly's knife.
Yeah.
Who's
afraid of a butterfly? Come on.
Too tiny to care.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like back to the daggers. Once again, how the fuck does a blade on both sides affect stabbing something?
Yeah.
Like, you could go buy a machete.
Doesn't.
You could buy a little pocket knife that would do the same amount of damage. Like, it doesn't. It's just controlling people.
Yeah.
It's insanity. Like, what was the other one you had, Chris? You had brass knuckles as another.
Yeah, I have brass knuckles here. So there's like a long history of brass knuckles, not just over the last 50 years, but brass knuckles are like coated weapons that you could use on your hands, have been used since the Roman eras. So these are like brass knuckles that the Romans used to use during, when they would fight in arenas or even in battle.
Gladiating hard.
And this is before metal, right?
Yeah.
So those are just
no.
or something.
There was
metal music hasn't been invented yet, guys.
No, this is the Roman era. They had steel already at this.
Yeah, but that looks like it. That almost looks like it's like.
But there's
Muay Thai or something where it's like twine or rope or something like. Bound up.
These are the Klaus too. So they go on your hands. They have like metal studs in them, or they'll have like different thing.
Right? They could set up different
metal like tied into and wrapped up with everything. So this is like the first versions we started seeing. The Sikhs used to use these clawed weapons also, or they were similar to brass knuckles.
Those are crazy looking. It's like the shredder-ish.
Yeah. So this is another variation of a knuckled weapon. I would say.
Right.
And this is the Shir Panja.
That's easy for you to say.
That's that's the name of the weapon.
Yeah.
So and this was used around the 1700s.
Oh, okay.
So fast forward to World War II.
Right.
There should be another
one last picture.
Yeah.
Oh, the trench knife. Yeah.
The trench knife had a variation of brass knuckles attached to it.
And that's got some history with the old what do you call it? World War I, World War II.
Yeah, World War II is where they primarily use these guys, and they see that there you go, Johnny. There's a double-edged weapon with the
dagger.
Like that's super illegal.
You got the skull buster on the bottom end, and you got the brass knuckles for the knuckle guard. Yeah. It's pretty legit.
So and then they really didn't start outlawing brass knuckles until. This knife, as a matter of fact, made brass knuckles really popular. Mm-hmm. So the public wanted those military weapons, so people were going out and purchasing.
Well, a lot
them.
of people don't know that a lot of those brass knuckles were made too, like handmade. They weren't just like a shop, like an individual would make them. You know, like
yeah, they weren't like stamped or whatever, right?
Yeah, or they didn't have like a shop that was putting them out. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like they actually would just custom build these things.
Yeah, well, they were
There's a
custom
lot
building
of
them for the American military at this time. You know, steel was scarce. We were scrapping everything, and there was that big push for everybody to help out and
the war effort.
Yeah, we can do it kind of thing. The
Rosie
war
the
effort.
Riveter.
Yeah, so they came up with that knife to use as a personal weapon, not like a gun or a rifle.
Mm-hmm.
So
back up.
So the public wanted these available to the public, right? So everybody wanted them, and as they gained in popularity, then the state started to crack down on who can own these weapons. And
A lot of the hoods were carrying these things.
Yeah, I mean, they're and then they're glamorized in certain genres of movies as a weapon that's easy accessible and easy concealable and stuff like that. So all that, Hollywood,
Those damn greasers. I tell you.
Hollywood, man, they are big influencers when it comes to this kind of stuff. You know?
Yeah, but fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't matter.
No, it shouldn't matter.
You know, like,
No,
it doesn't matter what Hollywood fucking gets to make popular. Like,
Right.
if I want it, I should be allowed to fucking have it. Like,
this is these are personal protection tools. They're for you to protect yourself. They're tools to use to protect yourself. If somebody has a weapon, you want to be able to have a weapon also.
Right.
But
you should always be able to protect yourself with whatever you want, however you see fit.
Right. Right. We were talking about this.
Yeah.
What if I wanted to walk down the street with the fucking death sickle?
Yeah, like Grim Reaper.
Yeah, like
it might be the most
like Homeboy back
unpractical
of us,
thing
yeah.
ever, right?
Like, so
but
what?
you didn't do anything to no one else.
Yeah, this is what I want to use to protect
Yeah.
myself. You know.
that would actually be fucking
That's what I was saying earlier.
dope, right?
menacing as
Just
shit.
like
Yeah.
hanging off your back, just like
Yeah.
walking down the street. Like, whoa, I'm not fucking with that guy.
Yeah, I mean that would
Visual deterrent.
That's
Is that a
totally.
Is that a 9 foot?
It's all
sickle?
plastic one too, so it looks like you're hella strong. Like walking down the street.
Why is that guy carrying a
Dude,
2-foot sickle?
Just dragging it, dude. Like the metal fucking clanging
Little
on the
sparks
ground.
popping
Yeah. I'm like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, right.
So I mean these things.
No, that would be a cross.
There are like, okay, so for the brass knuckles, I could see. That, I mean, they've been used in a lot of fights and stuff like that.
Right.
So I don't think the state should ban anything, but I understand that there's a history behind these weapons. You know.
There is a history behind every weapon, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
No,
Right.
I'm
Like-
saying like
The point is all I was trying to
yeah,
figure. Like historical.
yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
I don't either.
Oh.
It shouldn't be banned
No,
either way.
It shouldn't
it
be
shouldn't be
banned,
that.
but you said
But
you
I
got it, so I was
understand
trying
why
well,
the
no,
state.
I understand why the state bans everything,
Yeah.
and it's because of control.
Right,
There's no
right,
other, There's
right.
no other
or out of public outcry if there was a crime committed by something.
Yeah.
Then I see that happening.
That-
Yeah.
I mean, what
But
was
that
it?
state is
What 6 or 8 people died from vaping THC?
Exactly.
So
That's
now
what
they're
I'm saying.
so
like-
now they're fucking banning.
Assault pens.
Yeah, no. Now they're banning nicotine vapes because
Right.
people died from.
Offensive.
Now they're
Jamie,
banning
your new-
douche flutes.
Your new term now you can use offensive. You
It's
have to
an
use
it's an offensive vape.
smoke pen or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Have to have some weird new douche flutes. Offensive. Yeah, your douche flute offends me, bro.
Skin flute.
Oh yeah, well that's legal, bro. Like,
Yeah,
let's not get
you're allowed
carried
to do
away
that.
here, bro.
You're allowed to do
Let's
that.
not get carried away.
Oh, don't do the okay.
you
thing,
have to
dude.
legalize.
Yeah, watch out. Watch out. That's a hate.
How dare you?
Yeah, it's not okay.
Don't do that.
Yeah, Chris, I didn't know you were a white supremacist.
Fuck.
Weird.
Yeah, so weird. Yeah. Stupid statist.
Yeah.
SJWs. Go fuck yourself.
Jesus. Well, you guys got anything else on the weapons?
No, the bottom line is they're outlawed to control you.
Yeah.
Back to you, Jamie.
Yeah. Well, no, I
Just
mean
like that.
that's kind of how everything that we do on the show is, right? Like we We're
Right.
like, this is the reason why they got banned. Ultimately, you can understand how that is not helping the original cause, and then therefore the only other reason they could be doing this is to control citizens or control people. It's just to take away rights from you.
Right.
And that's kind of the biggest, like the biggest thing that we like
And
try to
that-
drive
Just
home.
Yeah.
they want you to depend on the system and the police to protect you from
That's what the states are saying. Is
from
what
the
you're
scary
saying.
monsters. Yes.
Yeah.
There's no need to. There's
Mhm.
no need for those weapons anymore. And really, they're not that dangerous,
They're not any more dangerous than a pair of scissors
right?
Yeah.
or a screwdriver
Yeah.
or your box cutter or
Right.
your drill driver or
Yeah.
your handsaw or your reciprocating saw or your table saw. Like they're gun. It doesn't matter. It's just a fucking tool.
Right.
It depends
It's
on
a
what
tool.
the idiot that's using it decides
Exactly.
to do.
It's a
You
tool.
know?
It's a device to protect yourself. To help
it's
you protect
fucking
yourself.
crazy to me how they want to regulate everything. Like half
Everything.
these things are so little. They have different like self-defense. What do they call
Right.
like keychains and shit?
Right.
They want to outlaw them
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. It's so stupid.
Dude, they have the one of the coolest things I ever saw that became popular for women to carry on the keychain. There's this little thing that looks like a cat,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
I know
I've
exactly
seen
what
that.
you're
it's
talking
got the 2 holes through the eyes or whatever. But it's a piece of plastic, but it's got these 2 points on it, and it's plastic brass knuckles basically. But it's
Yeah.
got these 2 fucking gnarly spikes
Yep.
on it. But it's like that's a badass little.
Right.
You know, you put your fucking hands through that. I wouldn't want to get fucking
Nope.
punched in the neck with one of those things.
No,
Jesus
sir.
Christ.
Yeah, and it's like with
Anywhere.
it's like with the daggers or any of that. Like if you have a knife, a regular blade, the back, this is the back, it's flat and that's sharp. Just if this top is sharp, now all of a sudden it's freaking illegal. Like
Right.
why? I mean, like you're gonna tell me that this size of a knife, right? Like your palm size knife, or if you were carrying a dagger, like what? I don't understand. Like why do they think that that's gonna be any less? I mean, more deadly. You know what I mean? Like just because there's a double-sided blade, like how is that gonna change anything?
Well, like it would make sense. Like if they're talking about like, okay, so that would make a wound on both sides of a puncture.
yeah,
right. But I mean, anything going inside.
Yeah,
of
it's the
something
thing, the
is
damage
still
is
gonna-
already
it's
done.
still
Yeah,
gonna
it'll damage
puncture
you.
both
Yeah.
sides. Yeah,
it
it's
might even make it easier to sew up with the dagger.
like, yeah, if it's cut clean
Clean
on both
cut.
sides. Yeah.
It's like you're welcome.
I don't fucking know.
Oh man! But anyways, I think the bottom line is what we were all just saying a minute ago is that it's not the government's job to protect us
Yeah.
from ourselves. Like and on top of that, we should be always allowed to defend ourselves with any means necessary, any tool that we want to use to protect ourselves.
Right.
It shouldn't be no one's fucking business to regulate us.
Right.
Those are inanimate objects that can't do anything.
Right.
You need an operator to
Yeah.
operate these tools.
Yeah. See, the problem is there's just a fraction of the percent that will use them.
There's always a bad guy.
Yeah. There's
Maliciously,
always going to
right.
be a
Don't
bad
give a
guy.
fuck, right?
But you don't take the rights away from the entire group because 2 or 3 guys. That's why we have
Or
a
one.
That's why, yeah, or 1 or 6. I mean, there's 6 vaping deaths. Now you're gonna ban the product.
I would go even
entirely.
further than that because I don't really care about the douche flutes.
Yeah.
But if there was like 1,000 people that got killed by daggers
right,
every day,
right,
you still shouldn't outlaw it.
right.
That's my opinion.
Well, I mean, if you
As he keeps vaping too, I like it.
even if say they were when they were outlawed, did the murder rate go down? I mean,
The people that already have it, right?
right,
Yeah. I'm not even talking about that. I mean, up to that point where they even want to talk about, like,
right,
if everyone had daggers and all of a sudden everyone was just stabbing everyone, it's like, you. So what? You don't outlaw them. I still want to be able to defend myself with one if I need to.
right. If I need to defend
So
myself,
I don't
from-
care what happens in the long run.
Yeah, I want to be able to defend myself against somebody with a dagger.
Hey, you know
With
what?
the dagger.
You know
If
what?
I want.
a
If I
dagger.
want.
Yeah,
You know what I feel like probably contributed to a very big fall in dagger related deaths would have been the invention of the gun.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out
Sweet,
there.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about guns next
Definitely.
week.
Hey-o.
Thanks for that Captain Obvious moment.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
I lied. That's what kind of we're here for, though, right?
Yep.
I love it, Jamie. That was amazing.
It is.
That was amazing.
Amazing. Yeah. Let's check this out. So this is we got a little bit of some fail armies. Spooktacular. This is from 2017, so it's a couple years ago. But it looks like we have some kids being scared by the parents. And well, at least in the first one. So here we go. I like how she just goes right for it though.
Yeah,
she doesn't like.
She attacked that.
Yeah, she like went for it.
Monster clown.
She's like,
well,
fuck,
she knew what it was. She was just freaked out, I guess.
fuck that. This is actually decent just because it's like little kids.
Oh man, that wasn't cool.
Tailbone.
Oh shit, that was a good one. Oh, poor
Where
doggy.
is it? Can you see it?
Oh. They're all crying. I love it. Oh yeah, it's so good. Scarred for life. What in the hell?
They can't get their chainsaw started.
Oh, this is interesting.
Oh.
This tiger roar. Oh,
Oh,
Scared the
Darren.
baby. He's like,
Poor
whoa.
kid.
Whoa.
what do you think about that? That was a
Oh shit.
So he's clearly dressed up as something.
yourself.
Oh my god.
In the face.
What did that have to do with
don't know.
anything?
Oh, what the fuck? Nice.
Where do you think the spider should go?
Nice. That never gets old, by the way. Especially when you're doing it to someone.
Jump scares? No, they don't. They really don't.
Never get old. That's disturbing.
I love these costumes. They're so funny.
Getting the knife, disarming him.
No! Leave it!
Dog's like, nope.
Oh.
What in the fuck?
Why?
How?
Idiot.
What the
Why?
fuck is wrong with you, bro?
Why? I just don't get it.
That was lame.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, that was good.
Yeah,
That
I
was a
think
good
it's-
note to end it
Yeah, I
on.
think I was probably about to. We can go ahead and stop on that one. Jesus. Oh, she clipped her head on that thing pretty fucking hard.
That was amazing.
That was
Damn.
great. All right. Sweet. Well, all right, let's go ahead and hit the break, and then we'll be back for the second half. We'll see you guys in a moment. Thanks for staying tuned.
Back.
Okay, so we're back for the second half. Here we go. Thank you for welcoming us in with that one. That was a good one.
Oh my god, dude! I'm
Beautiful.
so stuck.
Dude,
That Taco Bell was amazing.
roll me over.
I'm so
Put a
full.
fork in it.
Put a fork in me.
Fuck.
Yeah, we
Done.
tried to get home, and it was kind of chaotic driving back because we were just so full. The steering wheel's getting in the belly way, a little bit.
We had to eat in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing we could do.
I dicked down like 12 tacos.
Easily.
Yeah. Still didn't
You-
try your shit, though, Jamie.
Dude, the cheddar.
I
You
couldn't
know,
do
I-
it, bro.
You know, I was double fisting
going-
burritos.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah. Yep.
Just in your mouth.
just
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
the burrito supreme, especially. Those are
Oh,
my
yeah.
favorite.
There you go.
2 at a time.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hey, so I gotta say,
that was pretty amazing.
when I go to Taco Bell,
Mhm.
I typically steer towards items that don't have tomatoes in them because I've
Agreed.
had just terrible luck asking for no tomatoes in my entrees. All right. Now, I'm gonna tell you this, and I live by it. Okay. You know those little electronic things they got in the Taco Bell now, where you walk
Yeah,
in
the
and you
little
can, like,
kiosk thing, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, every single time I've ordered something that had tomatoes, and in that little kiosk I put nope on the tomatoes.
Mhm.
Accurate 100% of the time.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, bro. They have not put tomatoes on everything.
So you know what that means? That means it's operator error
that means that
when
this
you're ordering.
fight for 15.
Yeah. It's kind of fucking you right there, guys.
Yeah.
You guys.
Yeah.
gotta
Wow.
be good
That's
at your
good.
job.
That's good. I'm going to notice that.
I'm
from
just
now on.
saying, like, I've
Wow.
100% of the time I've ordered off of the kiosk, they have not fucked up. Because, like, dude, I feel like 70 or 80% of the time you order no tomatoes, you either get tomatoes or they put the tomatoes on there and they give you, like, I've gotten, like, no onions before. And I'm like, I want onions on Mexican food. I guess you would want tomatoes on Mexican food normally, too.
I'm not
a
an
weird
onion guy,
person,
but if somebody consistently fucked up my order and I used a kiosk and it didn't fuck up my order, it's pretty clear who deserves the $15 an hour.
The computer.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm just
Or
saying.
the cook.
The guy who created a computer.
There's another reason why, too. Yeah. That guy.
Nice.
Some
Nice.
nerd somewhere.
Felt like he got all
That's the thing with fucking fast food. Whenever I have someone order me something from a fast food place, I just immediately know that I'm going to pick off the shit that I don't want
Right.
because I'm not going to have, because now we're playing a game of telephone. I told this person I don't want tomatoes. Who knows what that person's going to tell
It's
the
a
fast
great
food
analogy.
employee.
Yeah.
And then who knows what that fast food employee is going to interpret whatever the fuck they said. So I could say no tomatoes. They're going to say no onions. And it comes back and it's got like no mustard.
It's got extra,
know?
an extra lettuce.
Yeah, it's like I didn't ask. It's like you did none of what I asked for correctly. $15 an hour? Go fuck
You
yourself.
had one job.
Yeah, it's like
One
come the
job.
fuck on.
Yeah. But we had great service this time, so
There you go.
Okay.
we nailed it, bro.
Maybe
Yeah, so-
maybe $14.50.
So I'll applaud them, when they deserve it. I'd say.
Yeah.
#1 Mexican food restaurant. Nailed it again.
But did you guys ever stop to consider that we all deserve more money?
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I deserve the amount of money that I find reasonable for my compensation of labor. Right?
Right.
And
I think deserving is the word that
Yeah, it's
little
kind
red
of
flag pops
yeah.
up like, you don't deserve shit.
well, because then that is
Ever you want to have more money is
because
what-
that
you know what I
borderline's
mean?
on entitlement, right?
Yeah.
And you got to be careful. That's a slippery
Yeah.
slope. Everyone wants more money. Everyone wants to afford a better life for themselves. There's no
Absolutely.
I think there's no denying that.
Those are actual words used by
Oh, yeah.
union stewards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
We all deserve more money.
Mm-hmm. They always say that shit.
It's a little communism.
You guys got shout outs?
Shout outs.
Shout out to Taco Bell.
Yeah,
Always a
Taco
big
Bell,
shout out
number one
to
tacos in the world.
Dude, shout out to Taco Bell for a very specific reason. Thank you to Taco Bell for having single-person shitters.
Oh, yeah.
That's always great.
Taco Bell saves me from great embarrassing moments.
Mhm.
Thank you, Taco Bell. Shout out to Taco Bell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Steer clear of the sour cream. You'll be safe.
I love the sour cream.
Just telling
Yeah,
you.
it's-
I don't
That's
care.
why everyone gets the shits. I'm
It's not a
telling
I
you.
don't care.
It's no joke, bro.
I'll totally risk.
Well, it's worth
having
it,
the
right?
shit.
Risk reward type thing.
Totally.
Yeah, sure.
Shout out to the people who make those tacos.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to all the freedom fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Freedom,
Freedom
bitches.
Fighters.
You see my shirt?
Thanks for showing up today in the live stream.
It's got a little statism on it.
We
American
had
American flag with.
Skull. Is that a lady?
Yeah, there's a message there. I'll let you guys figure it out.
Yeah, you be the deciphers.
who did we have in the chat today? We had Phoenix was there,
Corey.
Valerie was
Yeah.
there, Corey was there as always.
Phalanx was in our chat.
Danny was there.
Mhm.
New guy Habian, he showed up. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
I think it's a guy. I don't know.
There you go.
He may not be a he. I don't know.
He or
It
she.
doesn't really matter.
or whatever.
Yeah, whatever you decide
You're
you want to go by.
Hey,
Ninja Turtle.
freedom.
Ninja Turtle.
Freedom,
Yeah,
baby.
just excited that person was there. It was a new person that we
Turtle power.
seemingly reached organically, which I didn't think was possible through
Right.
YouTube. So it was kind of cool that person
Yeah.
just sort of. Dude, so they said they were not even on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So they straight up found us through
Whatever.
some
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah, I was just gonna say some kind of magical fucking thing. Yeah.
So they found
Yeah.
us though.
Maybe one of the videos isn't banned or something.
So,
Yeah.
Shadow
maybe.
man, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we never know.
Maybe we finally reached the right people, and they're
Like something something slipped
They're
through the
making
cracks.
things happen. Yeah.
Yeah,
You never
that's
know.
awesome.
Wow.
We were all a little bit like, didn't know what to say about it.
Yeah,
It was new for us.
pretty fucking badass.
Yeah.
So.
So any other shout outs you guys got? Or are we pretty good on that?
Yeah, just I mean everyone that normally joins our so we had a lot of people that didn't show up today, but I'll give a shout out to them too. We have the Stevens, we have Sean and Chelsea, we have Ashley and Chase, we have Misty and Todd. Valerie was there today. Phoenix was there today. Another big shout out to her for helping us out on social media. I think that's all I got for right now for shout outs.
Shout out to my moms. I love you, Mom.
To the moms.
Just because.
Nice.
That's it.
Yeah. And then, Jamie, give us a little social media real fast, and we'll
Yeah,
get
so
into our...
You guys make sure you're checking us out on all our social media platforms. We're everywhere. We're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, SoundCloud, Pornhub, Patreon, Spotify. SoundCloud, Patreon, and Spotify are a little bit... They got an asterisk next to those ones.
It's a little note.
Yeah, so Spotify wants us to pay them an exorbitant amount of money to host our show there for another year, and we are... we have not decided on whether or not we want to stick with them as a hosting company because we're moving and we don't know what our living situation is and whatnot. So for right now, SoundCloud is down. Spotify is down because of it, because they were linked together. So your MP3 options are going to be a little limited until we get the Google Drive back up and give you an option to download that type of stuff so you guys can listen to it offline. And Patreon, I don't think any of you even went to Patreon. So, I mean, we're just getting rid of it. Didn't get any traction there. We haven't been making content specifically for it because, I mean, we already use up enough of our time making the main content for the show that we don't really have extra time to make Patreon content.
Right.
And that's not making us any money, so we can't really justify
Spreadshirt.
spending too much money to it. Yeah, and
merch.
Spreadshirt. Make sure you guys go over to Spreadshirt.com. You guys go to shop.spreadshirt.com/Grim86, and that's our merch store. You guys check that out.
Maybe you'll get laid. I mean, if you get the sexy ass threads,
If you
maybe.
It happens.
I'm pretty sure
It's more than
100% of people who have worn
99% of the time, 100% of the time, you get laid.
you will get laid if you're wearing
It's facts.
it's if you like
Scientific facts.
if you're out in public and you're wearing that shit and
Automatic.
and then you see someone else
just walk in,
and
you're
then
late.
they're wearing it too, it's like boom, hookup time. We're just
Right.
doing it. Even if that person isn't
It's
of
like
your
when they
sexual
used to-
preference. You just
yeah,
you just-
exactly.
some
Yes.
mutual freedom, understanding, and
Right.
and love, and it's just this wonderful connection that you have
Yes.
forever.
It's inevitable.
that
It's like
person.
when they used to yell "dead man walking" when they'd walk down the to the death row, right? They would yell that out the prisons. They'd be like "laid man walking," and they just yell it like you just walk, and they just know.
just the amount
It's
of
like
just-
science.
the amount of respect that just happens. Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
You're gonna need
you might walk with a
Now,
limp or something.
if you
but
don't get laid and you're wearing our merchandise,
you
well,
fucked up.
You obviously did something
You
wrong.
fucked up. You didn't wash your shirt.
No, not
your
even a
hygiene
dirty
might be
shirt will
lacking.
get you laid. Even a dirty shirt.
You're
It
gonna
just
need
depends.
you're gonna need rotator cuff surgery.
Maybe.
from all the high fives.
I feel.
It's just
actually, that
like,
might
eventually. Yeah, like
You're
just,
gonna blow out your shoulder.
Yeah,
That's gonna happen.
this is just it's gonna be gone.
be. You might blow out
Yeah.
your wrist too. But
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna be pitching for the
So
Yankees.
check out
For the
Spreadshirt.
for the
Click the fucking link. Get yourself some cool swag. And maybe get yourself some, some cock or something.
some
I don't
ass,
know.
whatever.
Whatever you're
Yeah,
into.
whatever you're in.
So since we're kind of on a baseball,
That reminds me of this place I go a lot, Wiener Schnitzel. But yeah,
you know how they normally sing the national anthem at baseball games?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we have a new contestant for who we
Oh.
want to have sing the national anthem.
And yeah. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Let me do it again.
Take two.
Please do.
Take two. Oh yeah, the glasses were getting in
glasses
our way.
Glasses are coming off.
And yeah. Oh, will always love
Get it, girl.
you. Oh, fuck. And yeah.
Wow.
Will always love
Pump the brakes. Self-triggered. Oh, wow.
There you go.
No.
There you go. You got it. You got it.
Whoa. Damn.
Sing it out, girl. Sing it out.
She's so mad. All right, this bitch is possessed.
Wow.
Oh my god.
She was amazing.
Tourette's much. Wow.
She's really, really frustrated
Wow.
at herself. Apparently.
Jesus.
That was amazing, Jamie.
That was.
Oh, that was your boy. That was Johnny. That was all
Yeah.
him. That was a good
That
one.
was
good.
amazing.
That was
I
a
know
good
you
one.
guys are probably full, but I have a candy bar that we could try. I don't know.
Dessert. There's always room for dessert, bro.
Oh, it's in for dessert.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's the story behind this one?
So this one is. Hold on, I gotta take a drink.
This is the very last of the
Candy bars.
candy, all the food that he bought at that one place.
Yeah, Rocket
Okay.
Fizz out of San Luis Obispo is where I picked this bad boy up. It was a recommendation by Chase and Danny, DC, at the Rocket Fizz store. There are many Rocket Fizz stores, but San Luis Obispo is the greatest of them all. Anyway, so here's a chocolate mango chili bar. So it's got mango and what kind of chili is that? Like a Serrano chili.
So spicy a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little spicy.
I'm already not going to like it because I don't really care for fruit in my chocolate.
Oh,
But I'll try it.
yeah. I think this is going to be something I like because I like chocolate.
This is some premium shit, dude. This
Yeah,
is
it
like
is.
this is a $7 candy bar.
$8. Oh, it is $7. Yeah, it was
Holy
$7.
shit.
Yeah. I mean, even look at this wrapper. It's just so fucking
Like this is like
So
quality.
fucking
Yeah,
elegant.
listen to this. you
Maybe
guys.
you could save that for Aaron to make his hat out of.
Like,
yeah.
this is like
Hardcore.
Listen to this
cardboard.
foil.
yeah. This is like
It's
Four-
heavy duty. You can
4
tell.
pound card here.
Cardstock.
Yeah, cardstock. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
got embossed lettering. Son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
I'm telling you, man. It's fucking.
All fancy and shit.
Yeah.
So here's the candy bar.
Yeah.
I just broke some off for Jamie
Mhm.
and Johnny. Go ahead. Take yours.
The whole. You want me to take the whole
Yeah,
strip?
sure, why not?
Okay.
There you go.
Shrank, yeah.
So this is the dark chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah,
All right, there we go.
Oh, that's nice.
77%.
It smells good.
It does smell good. Let's give it a shot, huh? Okay, a little fruity.
That's some chocolate right there.
That's dark.
Mm-hmm.
This is just pleasant.
It is. It really is.
This is just some quality chocolate. Yeah? Really?
Yeah, I don't like it. Not a big chocolate fan.
Oh man.
And this is really, really chocolate. Not like
Yeah.
just your average soft serve chocolate, right? Like that's whatever. This is
Yeah.
like legit coffee-ish.
I found a.
Yeah.
I found a seed.
Yeah,
a
not
chili
feeling
seed. It's really subtle.
It's got a
It's
really
not-
bad
Like a little
bitter
piece-
aftertaste.
little piece of fruit in there though. I got a little piece of fruit. It's
I
got like
didn't get
dried
that.
fruit. It has like a
Well,
dried fruit.
This is 70%. Like you're used to like milk chocolate.
Right.
Milk chocolate is
That's
really,
what I'm saying. I don't like this kind of chocolate.
really low in cacao, and cacao is what gives the chocolate its flavor.
Cacao.
So
What's that trippy thing? you
there's
eating?
more. There's more cacao in this,
Mhm.
so it's more bitter. Like
But
milk
what is-
chocolate.
But what is that trippy thing you're eating?
What?
Method Man, bro. Come on.
Oh.
You need to get up on your Method Man.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, it really is.
I don't get a chili at all.
Zero chili. I just a very subtle hint of
The fruit.
mango.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of that.
It's 77% cacao, so so it's going to be on the
Strong.
Are
on
you
the
trying
higher on the bitter scale.
Are you trying to say cocoa?
Cacao.
This word right here?
No.
Okay, so a different word that's not that one?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely on the unsweetened side. That is not. It is not
Do
sweet
not like
at
it.
all.
No.
I think it relies 100% on the fruit to sweeten it, which it does a nice job doing.
No,
That is bitter though. That is a coffee chocolate for
there's
sure.
still some added sugar to it, but
but very little. I'm gonna say.
mm-hmm.
It's more bitter.
Actually, yeah. Let me see. Let me see the sugar. Yeah, dude, 10 grams in this whole fucking bar. Or well, no, 10 grams per. So it's got 30 grams.
Servings, right?
Yeah, 3 servings. 10 grams a serving.
So
Which is 10 grams is not that bad for a candy
30,
bar.
30 divided by 4
Does not taste like
equals
candy.
spoons.
Tastes like real chocolate.
That's good. I mean, it's good. It's just that's an adult chocolate. Like I'd be like if I was trick or treating, I'd be pissed
Oh
that I got that.
yeah, fuck you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I'm at your house and you just brought out the red. Let's get down. You know what I mean?
Definitely like a
That's a wine chocolate for sure.
like a Zin or a Meritage blend, like something really robust.
Yeah, I'd go with just a red.
All I heard
of
was
some
bust,
sort.
and I was just like, yeah.
He's like, oh,
Hey,
oh.
now I'm interested
I
again.
like those.
Yeah. So yeah, like a thick red.
So what do you guys got to rank it here? What do you giving it? Is it a
That's
up,
good. I'll give it
or
it's
down?
good. It's good.
It's a good.
You know what I
Good.
think it is?
So 2 goods and me no.
I think it's a it's a little more refined than I am. I feel like someone who knows chocolate, it could either come in here and be like, "You're right," or they can be like, "This is actually trash, and none of us would ever eat this ever." So it could be one or the other.
It could go either way.
I liked it. It seems classy.
Well, I'm a chocolate guy, and I can tell you this is really good chocolate.
Good.
It seemed good to me. I liked it.
Yeah.
That was some good shit.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that. That was really cool.
Yep. That was a lot of stuff too that
For
we've
sure.
got to test out from them. So
Yeah, we'll have to go back and get some more stuff.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what else they have there. Might be kind of cool to go with you next
I
time.
may go just out to San Jose and look around, see what I can find.
Yeah, just look for some specialty shops or whatever.
Yeah.
we still have the hot ramen noodles and 2 hot sauces to test out. I'm looking over at
Oh,
the,
shit.
We do.
dude.
We have the
Yeah.
Ray bugs me every fucking time I see him about the life straw
Life straw
too.
as
He
well.
he wants me to drink out of a fucking toilet so bad. Fuck you, Ray. I'm not drinking out of a goddamn toilet.
Somebody's got to.
feel
No,
like, I feel
no.
like you should
I'm
totally
not-
drink out of a toilet, Jamie.
I'm not.
Somebody has to, Jamie.
I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I can give myself a fucking staph infection
It
if I
filters-
don't
It
have to.
wipes out 99%
I don't care. I don't
of
care.
the bacteria,
I don't care.
Jamie.
I don't
So
care.
you're saying there's a chance.
If I don't, if
Somebody
I don't,
has to.
if I don't have to drink out of a
Well-
toilet, I'm not going to.
What if
That's
you
just
did
my-
an upper decker?
That's we all know that's clean. I could do the upper decker.
What if
Oh,
you drink
okay.
out of there?
Okay,
I'm just fucking.
I'm
with you. You do
more
whatever
willing
you
to do
want.
that, but I'm just saying, like,
Right.
if I'm not in a situation where I have to drink out of a toilet, I'm not gonna fucking do it.
Well,
you know
have
what I mean?
to.
No, I don't, because there's plenty of other fucking
We're
bullshit.
telling you, you have
No,
to. For
yeah,
the show,
well, go
for the
fuck
show's
yourself.
sake, you have to.
No.
Well, then somebody's getting stabbed. Who wants
right,
to be the first
with the
one?
dagger?
That's fine. Yeah.
As long as you drink out of the toilet.
Dagger, bro.
No.
Yeah, you'll
I'm
take
gonna.
one.
I'm
I'll
gonna.
take one, bro.
I'm
You
gonna.
gotta get.
I'm gonna kill all the people that say that I have to do that, so then I don't have to do
You
that.
never
go.
have to do
Yeah.
it.
So there.
Cops will understand.
They will.
I
They will.
I agree.
Well, they kept telling me I had to do the shit, and I didn't want to do that shit, so I just
yeah.
waxed them. Oh, okay, sir.
Yeah,
We
that's cool.
understand.
Hopefully, it's the guy that let me go with the Baja Blast shit. Then you'll be good.
On your way,
He'll
sir.
call you sir.
On
too.
your way, sir.
On your way.
Oh man! All right, well, let's get into this segment our new segment here, Chris.
Oh, wait, hold
yeah,
on.
maybe not eat when you're gonna introduce a
know,
whole new
man,
segment.
because, like-
but yeah,
But he can't stop. Can't control
That
himself.
shit is nasty.
It was really good
It
chocolate.
tastes like
nasty.
sour ass.
I love me some sour ass.
Sure.
My favorite kind of ass. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. Maybe we'll, Jamie, maybe pull up Free Talk. We'll do one of those instead. So where are you at? We got Meth Guy. Let's do that guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, when you're eating this chocolate and you eat that whole bar, maybe this happens. I mean, maybe. If you're eating the whole bar.
This could
I don't think
very
this is a meth
well.
bar, but
This could very well be what happens after this, Chris.
This is.
Are you ready?
Dude.
Damn.
Look at him go, bro.
You know he was a club kid.
Oh yeah.
He probably grew up and has a business now. And now he's all over the internet.
He looks like a cracked out version of Popeye. Yeah, olive oil dumped Popeye, and this is what happened, bro.
Wow.
It's a downward spiral.
That guy.
That's just.
Dude, that video.
That's
So,
intense, bro.
The best video I saw of that one was like a guy dressed, a bald guy in a classroom, looked just like him, or whatever, and he like did some stuff on a, dry erase board or whatever the fuck, and it's like during work hours, and it's like after work hours, and it just showed that where it's like like
Party!
raving,
Yeah.
It was so funny.
I've seen a few people like that in the bar a little bit, so.
That's how it goes, man.
Yeah, it's
Everyone's
pretty
got a life,
sketch.
right? And
It's
then
pretty
they
sketch
fucking they
looking.
do some weird shit.
Yeah. It's weird. Chris isn't even on drugs. He's just like fucking. It's like, bro, are you good?
What are you talking about?
Are you
bro?
good? Just got to get some more of this chocolate.
Oh shit! I was supposed to. I wasn't supposed to do that. Oh fuck. Okay. Hold on.
Give me the chocolate.
Yeah, confiscate it from him.
Put it on
You
here.
can have this back after class, Christopher. Come see me after class. No.
It's really good chocolate, man.
There's regular chocolate.
Did you ever have that shit happen to you where you were doing some shit and they always would confiscate your shit and tell you that you get it after class?
Oh,
Dude,
like
I
all
was
the time.
I was notoriously touching people. Like, I had no self-control,
So
dude.
did they confiscate the
Zero
people
fucking
around you?
self-control. They used to put me in a fucking corner where I couldn't get to nobody. Like, I was banned from everything. Like, anything I brought to school was an automatic suspension. Anytime I brought it, it was automatic. I was notoriously.
So
fucking,
you always sat up in one corner closest to the
Yeah,
teacher,
I was that
right?
kid. I was always.
Yeah.
Did you have the hat?
No, not the hat. I was really hyper when I was a kid. I was really hyper and always talking.
How dare you learn a different way than everyone else?
Right, and so
You should be
they
on
would
drugs.
just stick me in the
Ritalin.
fucking corner.
Ritalin.
So I didn't disturb the class.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So I totally know what it's like to get banned from using something.
Oh yeah, they'd always confiscate all my shit.
Me too.
Yeah,
So we're in good company.
yeah.
Well, I told you guys how I got my computer privileges taken away from me. in high
Yes,
school.
that was
All
a great
shit,
story.
yeah, bro.
Well, I was thinking about that, right? So, this is kind of, it's not like getting something taken away, but it is. Like, so I used to get in trouble a lot on the bus. Like, same thing. I was always touching people or pushing somebody or trying to wrestle with somebody. And we had the same bus driver. Like, this is back in the day when the bus would come to your house and pick you guys up on the corner.
Yeah.
And then, so we would spend like, an hour before school on the bus and an hour after. So I got to know my bus driver. And she did the route for maybe 10 years.
Oh wow,
So-
that's a good run there.
Yeah. So, she knew me like the back of my hand. Right. So, because she didn't want me to get kicked off the bus completely, which I almost did, she would have me sit right in back of her in the first seat, and I had to sit on my fucking hands. I could not use my hands. And I used to talk a lot with my hands, like always gesturing, and she like totally banned me from even gesturing. So the whole time, like, I'm on this bus for like a whole year, I'm sitting on my hands so I don't touch anybody. Yeah, so.
You're all just sitting on the podcast like that when you get yelled at about your phone
Yeah,
on or
it's all-
something.
It's
And
just
you're like,
hands.
now we know why you do that. That's awesome. That's a good story. I like
Dude,
that
I
story.
was such a hyper kid, man. Just such a hyper kid.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
ADHD, probably, right?
But I just didn't learn like everybody else.
Right.
I always thought I was smarter than everybody else, but
Probably were, but
That's how it goes, boys.
yeah.
All right. So what do we got now?
What did we got?
The last
dude?
thing I wanted to show you guys for right now
Mhm.
was gonna be this fucking picture collage because to me it was just absolutely hilarious. Yeah. So we
Another reason to stay the fuck out of the water.
this is gonna be a stay the fuck out of the water. So this is sharks with people teeth. You know? So we always stay the fuck out of the water because these things are the
this is hideous.
Satan's serpents of the depth. But like, we can all take a second and just laugh at these guys for a second. Because look at him,
High five, bro.
That guy's so happy.
he's so happy. Like, isn't that crazy?
Meth shark.
Yeah.
That was the guy dancing.
That's in the Atlantic Ocean because they're closer to England.
Sure.
So
I
that's
agree
why
with
you-
that
you can tell.
statement. Yep.
Wow.
Dude, what the fuck? Are you serious? Like, this is so good.
Wow.
Oh, this is amazing. That is amazing. I just like
That's fierce.
I just spit into my microphone a little bit. That
Nice.
shit's hilarious. Just make sure that we're okay. All right.
Ah!
Yeah, sorry. I'll just make sure we're falling into the universe.
Yep.
He's all happy. Look at his
Wow,
little
dude.
happiness.
I like it. I like
Does
it.
that say next?
I'm gonna
Alright, let's
bite
see.
you. I'm gonna
No.
bite you.
No, he's got to be. No, he sounds like the dude from Family Guy. He's like, oh hey, I'm not going to bite you.
He's creepy. He's like a creepy uncle.
I was
Whoa.
just swimming on by.
She's a slut.
Howdy.
That one's
one,
awesome,
dude.
yeah. Actually, the top left is
Selfie
pretty.
time.
Top left is pretty good too, dude. Oh,
These are all good.
Oh,
This
they
one's
are. This is a
great.
great page. I like that one the best. So far.
Oh,
Yep, that one's good. I
Hi.
like it. They're just tricking you. This is fucking propaganda.
Jaws.
Yeah.
Not so scary now.
oh
I'm
man,
gonna nibble you.
this is great. Yeah,
I'm
Just
gonna
nibble.
nibble you.
just wanna nibble you.
Just gonna nibble you.
So good.
Oh man. Okay, that's
yeah.
the front one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm glad you guys bared with me through that. That was amazing.
We got a follow-up video.
We do. If any of you guys ever saw Strange Wilderness, Strange Wilderness is this movie, and this is probably the best takeaway you can ever get from that movie.
Yeah,
So here we go.
absolutely.
Check
It's the only
this
part
out.
I remember.
Goofy fuck.
Just keeps going.
Holy shit, dude.
It's like a train wreck. We can just keep sitting here.
Oh my god.
It's so great.
That
Okay.
was horrible.
Me and Jamie were sitting out last. Yeah, tell him. Tell him, Jamie.
Well, no, just the fucked up part is that video. That's a 10-hour video. Like it just does that
Loop.
for 10 hours.
Someone made
Oh
that.
shit, dude.
Where it looped it. And it just keeps getting funnier and funnier until you commit suicide.
Yeah, it
At
really
some
is
point,
one-
it's just you're laughing your ass off and then you just die.
like, yeah, I can't. Like, he just can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
As he just.
So me and Jamie were sitting out in the back, hanging out and talking, and I brought that up, and me and him just started doing the laugh for like 2 minutes.
Dude,
and
yeah.
just
Like the video wasn't even playing. It's just the two of us
And I-
alone in the
yeah,
backyard.
and I wonder what a neighbor was like listening to, bro. Like they were just hearing
The
that.
neighbors probably, oh, those guys are on fucking crack again. They're smoking in their backyard. Fucking laughing at each other. Oh, Jesus,
And we were
dude.
just dying out in the back
Oh.
like a bunch of idiots. It was Christopher.
He's got like a Frenchman sound about it. He's like, oh, like,
my friend.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Jesus Christ.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, we got our little shits and giggles.
Fucking guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
got any other free talk before we hit the? Yeah, we did it all right. I'm just looking.
yeah,
over
no, that was it.
before we hit our little new topic here, Chris.
That was it. Yeah.
Welcome to our new topic. This
Yeah.
is Freedom Lifestyle. We're going to bring you a new adventure every week. And this one,
A journey,
a journey
a hobby,
into
a
the
lifestyle.
lifestyles of other people living their free life. So cafe racers were young people in England around the 1950s who would frequent cafes. It's the only place you could really hear modern music.
Yeah, the rock and roll.
Yeah, rock and roll.
Exactly. Yeah.
These guys would build bikes, modify them, and show up to the cafes looking for somebody to race. And what they would do is they would jump on their bikes and race from cafe to cafe.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them were mocked by people who were coming in, like truckers, stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
calling them saying that they weren't
Like
real
derogatory.
racers.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a derogatory way, calling them cafe racers when these guys were, they were out there racing and stuff like that. And they totally loved the idea of being called a cafe racer.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So a lot of times what happened too is they would be hanging out there, right, and they were listening to the rock and roll music and everything, and another guy would drive up on a bike, and then they'd go, oh, let's race and stuff. So they go out and race, or sometimes they would even race. They were saying even that they would put a song on, and they'd try to get back before the end of the song.
Yeah.
So they have different like kind of race games almost.
So normally, like a song is around 3 minutes long. So they would
2 minutes probably.
Yeah,
back then.
they would race to a certain area, so many miles.
Race to the
maybe,
bridge or the corner.
Yeah,
and
turn
back.
around and come back before the song ended.
Mhm. Or they would race even just to see who had the fastest bike and
Right.
whatnot.
And one of the things that they did was try to reach 100 miles an hour on these bikes. So you got to remember, this is 1950s England.
BSAs, Triumphs,
The-
little bikes.
The technology on these bikes was still new.
Right.
At this point. So these guys were modifying and tuning their engines to try to reach what they called the ton, which is 100 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these guys would spend time on their bikes, tuning them, getting them race ready in excellent condition so they could reach that ton, because it was such a sought-after, coveted prize to be known as somebody who reached the ton.
Yeah, like a badge of honor.
Yeah, like a badge of honor. And you were respected by the community. And these guys adopted the name rockers. They became rockers. So they used to
Which for
listen-
us would be the greasers.
Right.
In America.
So these guys
That's
were
cool.
Yeah.
These guys were
Because of rock and roll, basically.
Yeah, they would go to the malt shops or the
cafes. Yeah.
like our modern day
Right.
our past malt shops.
Mhm.
So they would hang out there and stuff like that, and they built a whole community that centered around music and camaraderie, and as well as motorcycles.
Style.
Yeah, style.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a big
The
thing.
music.
It was a big thing for them, and out of it was born this whole like culture that even reaches to the United States today. Like there's a reemergence of these guys coming back up, and they have all kinds of different ways to modify their bikes, but they want to stay true to the form, and that was the leather, the malt shop, cafe lifestyle, the bikes, and just the total culture altogether.
Yeah, it was a total lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they got into the fashion of it. They liked the bikes of it.
Right.
It was their version. Like in America, we had like the hot rods and the cars and the rock and roll, and they had the exact same thing, except for they were doing it all on bikes.
Yeah, it was cheaper for them to own bikes. At the time, owning an automobile was kind of out of reach for them. So what they would do is they would get these bikes and just make them their own.
Well, and of course, what
creation.
we were saying too is we were talking about it too is probably also because they're across the pond, they don't have Fords and Chevys and Dodges
Right.
like we did, which is the kind of style that that rockabilly, rock and roll kind of look.
Yeah,
that
like
they were all
the
into,
outlaw,
the rockers.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
So yeah, they did become an outlaw gang.
Well, some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean the rockers became more of like the greaser, and there was another group called the Mods who rode like Vespas and scooters and
Is that a real thing?
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
absolutely a
Yeah.
real thing.
Yeah.
And they used to have these fights between them, and the press demonized the rockers, of course.
It got down to murder too. There was
Well,
people
right,
getting killed.
right, right.
Because the mods were like the fucking
Socials.
like the upper class
Yeah, the
version
preppies,
of
the
they're
preppies.
preppies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
That's exactly what they
socially
were.
adept. Yeah, they were
Oh, that's
they were on
the,
the,
the only
higher end
reason I
scale.
know that is from fucking the movie SLC Punk. Like it's actually accurate.
real thing.
That's
Right.
fun. That's
Yeah.
that's funny.
Well, it would probably be like if you
There's
equate it
Norton, yeah,
to a
Triumph.
movie, maybe like Outsiders, the Socias
Yeah.
and the Greasers.
All any of those movies.
Yeah, yeah.
It's always kind of like the greasers versus
Right.
the preppy guys.
Right.
So they always had each movie they were different. You know?
Yeah, and this was a totally like it seemed like a
Squares.
totally awesome lifestyle.
Yeah. The cool greasers
Yeah.
versus the squares, basically.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So they changed their image. They got their bikes blessed and stuff like that. Took photo ops with church.
Oh, you're
members
talking
and
about
stuff.
there was it
Wha-
called
wha-
the 59 Club or something?
Yeah, the 59 Club. It was actually a
ministry.
Christian club,
Mhm.
Christian ministry.
I'm gonna go and bring us out of this
Yeah.
full screen here. Bring it back into this.
And,
CS.
So they kind of changed their image after like some years of infighting with the mods.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good pretty fun to research. Like
Yeah.
just the lifestyle that they lived. I mean, there's way more. We're just barely scratching the surface. But yeah, it was really great researching this and seeing some of the bikes. Like you can do your own research and look into the bikes. They're smaller, like Hondas and Triumphs and
Yeah, the key ones that they really
Nortons,
used were
yeah.
the BSAs, the Nortons, and the Triumphs. That
Right.
obviously now they're using Hondas and stuff too.
right.
They're more out there.
Yeah.
So I was pretty excited because when we were kind of coming up with this concept, Chris kind of said, let's do some lifestyle things and some different shit. And I was like, okay. And then I said, well, you ever heard of Cafe Racers? And he's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that
I
was,
started, it's fucking hilarious because I knew almost all that. And then just to hear him go on like a tangent about it, it was really cool. It was actually cool because
Yeah.
you got excited.
Well, yeah. I
You
mean,
could tell you were excited about
because
that.
I did the research and
Right.
like as I was doing the research, I was like, this is like 1950s America, except with
Yeah.
with motorcycles.
Yeah, exactly.
So like James Dean and
Right.
Marlon Brando,
exactly.
like all those guys, like that's what it triggers
Patrick
in me.
Swayze. over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Roadhouse.
Keanu Reeves.
Miho.
Sure.
So yeah, so it did get me excited because
Right.
I love 1950s
1914
culture.
is when it started.
Yeah, that was a little before our time.
Yeah, 1950s was definitely before 1914. You're
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Just
So, but it was really exciting to
Yeah.
do that research because you see the parallels. You see the parallels.
Mhm.
These were the actual first biker gangs in the world.
And you learned all
Yeah.
about like that. I mean, it was like something that's like a whole new lifestyle, a whole new like
Right.
subculture kind of thing, and then you didn't know anything about it. Like
Right.
I told someone just a week before that, our boy, shout out to Ian, told him about it, and he was just like, "What? That's the coolest thing I ever heard about."
Yeah.
So,
And this is like the greatest motorcycle movement in history that you've never heard about.
Mm-hmm.
The rockers and the cafe racers.
yeah, I like it.
It's pretty
cool,
fucking
pretty
badass.
fun.
Really, is what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, the only part I didn't know about was the whole ton part of it with the 100-mile-an-hour thing, like where
Yeah.
they break that and they call it the ton.
Mhm.
I didn't know anything about that. All the other stuff, I knew a lot about that, or at least most of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when I heard that, I was kind of impressed because those are like little motorcycles back then, man.
What's what's the fastest you two have been in a land vehicle? You didn't have to be driving. Just like, what was the fastest you've been?
130, 140, somewhere in there.
I want to say between 120 and 125.
Okay. The fastest I know that I've been in a land vehicle is 144 miles an hour.
Wow.
That was in RX-8.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first year they came out.
Damn.
And the fastest I've ever driven was about 130.
Mm.
And that was in my race car.
Younger days.
Yeah. In my race car,
Criminal.
it's a 5-speed. I had it in 4th gear, fucking wrapped out, and then I just put it in 5th and just let off the gas. I was like, that's fast enough.
Dude,
Yeah,
imagine
right?
these guys
Yeah.
are doing this on a
Little.
little bike, not designed for speed or for turning. The roads were in horrible condition. The
The machinery that we just saw in that footage, I would be terrified to be going 65 miles
Right.
an hour.
Yeah, I was gonna. They even said if you're hitting 85, which is like on most of the average ones of those guys, we're getting those bikes going 85, 90. It feels like you're going like way faster than that.
Oh,
Right.
fuck.
you're
It's
on
got to
that
be
little thing.
terrifying. And
Yeah.
you see how fucking thin the tires are
Oh
and shit?
yeah,
right.
It's like, gee.
those
you
are
get
some sexy machines, man.
speed wobbles on those
I
things.
love it.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Totally.
So that was a huge feat to reach 100 miles an hour.
Mhm.
I mean, everything had to be in had to be optimal conditions. The roads had to be good. The driver had to be good. The amount of aerodynamics that you could cut down had to be good, and your engine had to be finely tuned to reach that
sexy
speed.
ass leather jackets.
Yeah, you had to have leather.
with grease in your hair.
Yeah,
That helped you.
that always helped.
That's
That put
bonus points.
that put like 20 miles extra
I
an
had a-
hour on your speed.
I had a buddy of mine who's done 186 miles an hour on a
Wow.
motorcycle.
Wow, that's fast.
Yeah.
That's
fuck.
insane.
I don't even want to know what that feels like.
It was on a Suzuki.
Wow.
It was a Gixxer 1000. And he said that at that point, like, your fucking chin is sitting on the fucking gas tank, and that helmet is just fucking slammed up against this. You're fucking
Okay.
You got like this much visor you can see out of like.
So
over
if you guys
the,
want a cool movie, watch The World's Fastest Indian. And there's a cool scene. He just made me think of it. It's like those old school bikes, but it was on the salt flats,
Mhm.
and his goggles like break off and shit from the speed.
oh
It's
shit,
fucking awesome, and it's like one of the old school bikes too.
All right.
So check that out. World's
Does he have the
Fastest
white
Indian.
scarf?
Matter of fact,
It's like
I think he did.
like a leather cap.
I think he might have.
Like a pilot.
Yeah, he has to lay down. I think it's Anthony Hopkins. He has to lay down in the fucking bike and everything.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Sounds
Check
cool.
it out. All right.
Yeah, so that was Cafe Racers. So we're going to start bringing you guys freedom lifestyles every week.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Something a
It'll be
little
different.
change of pace.
Yeah.
Teach you guys something that, and it gives us a chance to also not just teach you guys something new, but ourselves.
Yeah.
Get to research some cool shit.
We have some really cool
So
ideas
next week we're
coming
doing
up for you guys.
cosplay.
Yeah, cosplay.
The cosplay
We're going to get
lifestyle.
into that.
I'm into it.
Yeah, so some of it's like subculture and some of it's more like hobbies and sport and whatever, right?
Right.
So not everything will be a total freedom lifestyle, but it's like fun freedom.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Things that make you feel like
Things
you're-
that make you go,
Yeah, so next week we're going to talk about cosplay. We're going to talk about
things that make
like
you
why they outlaw certain types of guns. Talk about why even talk about why they outlaw certain guns for cosplay, maybe, right? Like there's even
There
certain
is that.
yeah, there's all
Right.
kinds of stuff that
There
like
is
you're
that.
not allowed to take into cosplay events anymore because of bullshit reasons, right?
Yep.
And is it really to keep you safe or is it just to control you? And that's kind of what we're going to talk about.
I feel like it's
Right.
control.
I feel like it's
Right.
Spoiler alert,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
control.
yeah,
Ha!
You ever watch the show? Yeah, you already know the answer.
Ah.
Yeah.
Cool.
But anyways, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to start bringing you guys some new, cool, fun, weird, out of the norm kind of stuff.
Yeah, big shout out to you guys. You guys put in a lot of fucking work getting all that segment together, so that's really cool.
Alrighty.
We appreciate it.
So give us a little social media E.
Yeah, so you guys make sure you're checking us out on social media platforms. I understand that our Instagram is still lacking, and that's my fault.
Coming
and,
soon.
Yeah, it's coming soon with a TM around the soon. Make sure you guys are checking us out: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud. Not so much right now. We kind of went over that. Spotify.
Yeah, it's
not so
gone.
much. Patreon. Go fuck yourself on Patreon. But we're still on Pornhub, so there's that. You guys want some badass gear to show that you like freedom? Go ahead and go over to Spreadshirt.com. You guys can go to shop.spreadshirt.com/Grim86, and that is our merch store. You can get the newly launched shirt designed by or inspired by freedom fighter Bianca, the I Don't Enjoy This Hat shirt. We're also going to have the hashtag, taxation is theft and stay out of the water. that you guys voted on. So we're gonna have those live up in the show here within the next couple of days, and I think that's about it for new merch stuff.
Yeah,
do you
it's a
guys
few
think we
different
should
things.
do? Do you guys think we should do a Halloween shirt this year?
Maybe.
I'm not gonna say no to that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do you guys?
you got your gears turning.
Yeah. What do you guys think, Freedom Fighters? You guys want to see a little bit of orange and black love for the holidays here? Maybe do something with a pumpkin. You know what I mean?
Jack-o'-lantern.
We'll get a little festive. You
Yeah.
know?
I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I might just
let's
feel
see
a
what
little
the
buy
fucking
that shirt.
festive, you know?
See what the Freedom Fighters say.
Yeah.
I
Get the
want.
fuck
I
with
would
it.
like to make one. You guys, I would like some ideas. Otherwise, I'm just gonna make a fucking pumpkin that
Go
has our
fuck
name on it or
yourself.
something. Yeah, it just says "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
Grim 86.
There you go. And
Yeah.
with a jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah,
Sure.
it'll be a good time.
It sounds good. And that'd be the Italian realtor.
Yeah,
Go
Yeah.
fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
it's my.
You don't like
my,
Halloween? Well,
You
fuck
want a
you then.
fucking shirt? Yeah, go fuck
It's my
yourself.
fucking
Get a
jacket.
shirt. Don't get a shirt. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
You bunch of dumb motherfuckers.
He's got 2 triangle eyes. He's got a fucking square tooth for a mouth. Yeah, who gives
Oh,
a fuck?
fuck.
Go fuck yourself. Oh, fuck.
Dick her down in the
dude.
tub.
Yeah, she's
All
a
right.
fucking whore.
You want to sign us out and save us, Chris?
All right. Chris,
Oh.
take us out of here. We need to leave.
Yeah, that's it for us, Freedom Fighters. Thank you guys for joining us on another exciting episode of Grim 86 Freedom First Podcast, episode 58. Don't forget to tune in next week when we feature some new cool stuff for you guys. Until then, don't trust your leaders. We are out of here.
Peace.
Christopher.